If you're watching this, it's too late. All right. See what I did there?
Yeah, nah, Drake said it first. Yeah.
He definitely did. What's going on, Need to Know family? We are here because we just encountered some technical difficulties.
Yeah, like real technical difficulties. Like we really did a whole episode and it didn't go as we planned.
It did not, but we do have an episode to still give you. And so we wanted to record this just in case the episode, actually, again, y'all know I like to be super transparent, super honest with you all. We're actually trying to salvage the episode that we recorded in real time.
As we speak.
And I know y'all don't give a fuck because by the time this goes out into the world, the problem will be solved. And who knows, you may not even see this. But in case you do, here's our explanation. We're going to release our Patreon episode. This episode that you're about to listen to, it was intended to be a Patreon exclusive. Okay, so there's a lot of emotions. There's a lot of transparency.
Personal stuff.
This was supposed to actually be behind the paywall. But in case we can't get this podcast, the one that we just recorded to, work and salvage the audio, then we're just going to release this Patreon episode instead so that we still make sure we feed y'all.
Absolutely. Wanted to make sure we still gave y'all something. Thank y'all for rocking with us. And we do apologize for the technical difficulties. Trust me. If it was in our hands, we make sure we gave y'all the episode we did. But hopefully you do get it.
Yeah. Hopefully you don't even hear this.
Yeah.
Like, this is a just in case.
Yeah, for real.
I don't want you to hear this, if I'm being honest.
Like, usually I like when you hear me, but not right now.
Yeah. But with that being said, we hope y'all enjoy this episode. It's the Need to Know podcast. Again, Underdog Fantasy. Make sure y'all go download the app. Tap in, use the code. They will match your deposit up to $100. But you'll hear me say that again. All right, this is not the last time, and it's not the first time.
That's right.
We appreciate y'all. And if y'all want more content like this, we're going to give y'all the full episode, but we have a ton of episodes that you can go tap in with over on our Patreon. So please make sure y'all go do that. And with that being said, we hope y'all enjoy this episode.
Yeah, later, y'all.
That shit is a lot of pressure. Like, you can't, bro, imagine if my black ass fuck up a contract or release form between the Los Angeles Lakers and HB. Like, come on, bro.
Oh, yeah, you're fucked.
That's
I don't do no...
like, mad brain pressure, bro.
I don't do any serious shit at my job, okay? That's why I love my job. No, but, like, I think working from home... Because we were talking about Alex goes to the office 5 days a week, and he's like, SaVon, you work from home. I think working from home is kind of harder mentally because when I worked from home these past 2 years before Vibe, I was not in a good place. Like, I hated working. Like, it was just not, and like commuting to New York in your mid-20s, like walking around, it's like very exciting. So it kind of helps. So I don't know what's worse, working from home or going to the office 5 days like Alex.
I'm not gonna lie, like I'm in a flow. I've definitely gotten used to it.
Oh yeah.
But I ain't gonna lie, and that's another thing. Remember we were talking about this before we recorded last week, Regi? Before you came, SaVon. I don't really sleep that much. So I've been trying to reverse that. I do think that's one thing I would get back if I did work from home. Granted, I don't want to like be ungrateful for the opportunity. Because working in radio, when you're in the office, you're getting the gigs.
Bro, you was just with Tyrese. Like, you were my man, bro. Like, and you be with like legends too.
And he be casually posting them.
Just casual.
And they be talking to me all casual.
I believe it. I believe it. So I get it. Like working, I feel like you. Like, I hate to complain about working from home because there's a certain level of seriousness that people give you when you actually go to a job, right? So when I try to explain to people like, yo, I'm not available right now. I'm working, but they see me in my underwear and a white beater at my desk. Like, it's a level of seriousness that I just don't get.
You're
like,
so
they just don't process.
They don't get it.
That, oh, he's actually working.
Yeah,
but it's like, bro, if I miss this deadline, or if I don't send this email, or if I don't read this clause, like, I could be liable for a lot of money.
Yeah, he be doing that.
Like serious stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like these are what you call like first world problems.
Me, I just be like, Armand, can you edit this comma? Thank you.
That's fly though. Hey, punctuation. You know what I'm saying? English is important.
Yeah, it's a lot. It definitely can be a lot.
But you know what it is though too? It's easier maybe in other 9-to-5s where a person can see, I bet this nurse is working a 12-hour shift. I know she's exhausted.
Exactly.
For us, it just looks like we're having constant fun. And I be having to decode that to people in my life. Like, it is fun. It is. Like, yeah, me and Tyrese going back and forth about ramen noodles in the studio. Like, that shit is fly, but like SaVon said, you don't want to fuck up. It still worked to us. So it still work, Yeah, you be having to decode it for the people around you.
It's so strange. And I feel like we had this conversation in passing at times. But it's so strange to think about, like, the generations before us, what they deem work and what work was to them and what they had to do, compared to, like, what we do.
now.
No, I think about that all the time when like I go into the office 3 days a week. It's like perfect. It's like a hybrid.
That's nice.
And I was like,
what days, if you don't mind?
It's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So it's perfect. So I get Monday and Friday at home. I have my little Friday routine. You know, I go to the gym during my lunch break, you know. But like and then like I be dying though. I'm like, oh my God, I'm exhausted. So I'm like, oh my God. But back in the day, they used to have to go like 7 days a week type shit. I was like, fuck.
Insane. And everybody cutting costs now at these companies that we work at. That's why I said I don't want to come off as ungrateful, because we've spoken about when Elliot was here, like me personally, I wanted to work for the Vice Medias of the world. I wanted to work for the MTVs of the world. Now you're seeing certain divisions are being shut down.
Yeah.
So the fact that we're kind of just still thriving in this space is super dope. Yeah. Can't front. I ain't gonna lie. But yo, chill. You know what I'm saying?
Chill on what?
The people in our lives.
Oh, about yeah. Because it is so.
I'm like, who are you talking
about? I don't know what you're talking about either.
I just got PTSD.
Yeah, it's just.
Just got the shakes. I was like, stop. I'm working.
I will say though, Alex, the whole no sleep thing.
I know.
It's gonna catch up to you.
I know. You did tell me.
Please catch up on your sleep.
You've been scaring me since you said that shit last week.
Yeah.
And I ain't sleep yet.
You're gonna be exhausted.
All right. You know what? What do you do? And this is just a general question. What do you do with all of the thoughts and goals and plans that y'all have in your minds? Do y'all just?
What do you mean? Oh. What do you mean by that? You know, this is so good to ask us because me and SaVon are on the opposite sides of the spectrum. He be very intense and I'm very like, the universe will figure
That's
out.
Okay,
sorry, I finished the question.
You're fine. So for me, right, I go, well, damn, if I'm at work for 7 to 8 hours today, and maybe some of these radio shifts might go into the 8 o'clock hour, 9 o'clock hour at night. Fam, what do I do about like making a beat for someone? What do I do about the things I have planned? You know what I'm saying? So for me personally, even like watching stuff, if you're at work for 8, 9, 10 hours sometimes, you feel me? When do you get the time to exercise all these other thoughts? Is it a thing where we just have to put the thoughts on the back burner? Is it a one-by-one thing or?
Well, this is one of the times where, not one of, but this is one of the things that I'm extremely grateful for working from home.
Yeah.
It gives me so much flexibility to actually take calls for the podcast. You know, Ian and Joe, they might call me about some shit. Like, I can really manage my day and my creative endeavors outside of just my 9 to 5.
Like fit it in.
Yeah, I can fit it in. Like, I have mad flexibility. So that's where I'm able to really compartmentalize. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I had to go to the office Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, I would have to make a really tough decision on, am I going to invest in this podcast, like our creative side, or am I going to take that type of job? I wouldn't be able to do both because this requires so much of me, and obviously can't afford therapy. That's another podcast. Yeah. Working with Joe still. That's
y'all on season 1 over there? What happened?
Season 2
so it's approaching?
On the way.
Okay, all right, bet. I ain't see you giving up therapy. Yo, Regi, you paying attention?
What?
Stop seeing his therapist after season 1 was finished. Can't afford therapy.
I really couldn't afford that.
He really couldn't afford that shit.
He's really living
He living it.
Living my truth. But
he living it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
you got that balance.
It's weird what the pandemic has done to just like working in this country.
Yeah.
Like there are legit positions online that you can go to and say, I just want to work from home. Remote positions wasn't really a thing.
They weren't as popular,
right? It wasn't a thing like that.
I promise you, now my kids can do whatever they want. I'm not gonna be one of those parents that's gonna force them to do something. But if there is one field, one major, one priority, one lane, one job that I would tell them little kids to approach, it's IT. I know way too many people our age and younger making 6 figures from the crib university.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
At age like 24.
Yeah, and they're not exuding as much as they're not getting tired.
Yeah.
Simple and plain. They're not getting tired. They're having the time for themselves. That's SaVon is explaining that he has working, from home with HBO.
Our graphic designer, he works for like Tesla.
Oh shit.
like we're his side hustle. I'll be like, yo, bro, can you cook this up? I'm sorry.
It.
Like that's the type of crazy shit that goes into this.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just New York as well too.
I think we are conditioned a little bit.
Yeah, right?
I think there's some conditioning.
Like hustle and grind.
It's so bad.
It's bad.
I'm definitely like not. I used to be like that. Like, oh my God, I'll sleep when I'm dead. But now I do not play about that shit. I don't play about my personal life. Like I think, I don't know if this answers the question. This is kind of like a side answer, but like I my job is definitely not the number one priority in my life. Like, I'm sorry, it's not. It's really not. My family is, like, my relationship, my friend, like, and sleep and rest and taking care of myself. Like, that is definitely above my job for me. And hey, if you don't agree with that, that's completely fine. I feel like people are different, and I don't know. Like, my job is not number one, so it's like, whatever.
Do you feel like if your job was more demanding, you would either pivot from where you were or... Right?
Like if it was stressing me out?
Yeah. Like where it would where your priority would have to be the job because of what it required, right?
Oh, by the way, I was joking in the beginning of the episode. My job isn't like easy.
No, we know that.
I don't
you
just
were
be like sitting there.
No.
I know you guys don't think that, but just saying. Editor is very hard.
You're the editor
job.
for like 5 scenes.
I think if I was like if I got, like my job got to a point where it was stressing me out so much, I'm at a point in my life where I don't think that's worth it. Like I was at the last position I had, it was really taking a toll on my mental health. Yeah. And I learned and people saw it. And I just I didn't like that feeling. So being in a job, even when I get higher up, like my title gets higher, I feel like I can find jobs where I'm happy. So I'm just going to make sure I'm happy at my job. If it was stressing me out, I don't think I would stick around.
Week 2 of the NFL season is here, and there is no better way to get in on the action than with the Underdog Fantasy and their Pick'em game.
That's correct. Come on, y'all. Just pick between 2 to 5 players. Select whether they'll go higher or lower on one of their stats, and do what you usually do, man. Spend kickoff night watching the game. Come on now. You can win up to 20 times your money in a single game by going 5 for 5. It's a fantasy game, but you can win real money. And it's legal in over 30 states. Come on now, and it's a ton of fun.
And if you want to build your dream team like I did this past weekend, head over to their easy-to-use mobile app or website, underdogfantasy.com. When you sign up, this is very, very important. Make sure y'all listening right now. When you sign up, make sure you use the promo code NEED to know. That is not a 2 with the number. It is NEED to know, like the spelling of this podcast. Underdog will make sure they double your first deposit up to $100. We know y'all got that in the bank. I know our listeners.
Yeah.
I know they're doing all right.
Yeah, they got it.
Drop that 100.
And remember, guys, just one more time, remember that is Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with the promo code NEED to know. You know, it's all with some money.
I got some picks to give out as well. I'm going to just give y'all 3. We got a Thursday night game. Okay. All right. We're going higher. We're going lower. I'm going higher Kirk Cousins for 1.5 touchdowns. I'm going higher Justin Jefferson for 7 receptions. Yep. And I'm going lower on Jalen Hurts. I gotta see the yards in the air.
Got you.
They got his lower right now. It is 248.5.
Got you.
I'm gonna go lower. I don't know if he's gonna So those are my picks this week. That's the Thursday night game. That is need to know. Make sure y'all go get that deposit. They will double it, and the link is in the description. Now let's tap in. Can I ask y'all a question?
Yeah.
Be honest.
Okay.
Have y'all ever thought, because I have, right? Yeah. Like this podcast in particular, I'm pretty sure is going to get us rich at some point.
For sure.
That's why I'm sticking around.
Reggie told me that drunk one time, and I was so happy.
Me too. What?
Yo, we was lit one time. What? And I'm like, yo, Reggie, you the best. Yo, thank you for thugging it out with us. We had so many changes.
Yeah. Oh, I wasn't lit. I say this all the time.
She looked at me so serious.
She said, what?
She didn't say nigga. She didn't say that. That was me in trouble. Yeah, let me not put that on my
Thank you for
girl. She did not say that. But she was like, of course.
She's like, what?
Why else you think I'm here?
Yeah.
For fun?
Yeah.
Yo, guys, this is Patreon. We're here on a fucking Saturday, okay? I would not be doing this if I didn't believe in need to know.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's true.
But does knowing that we have something that could potentially get us rich, or change our lives, allow you to move different in life?
It's a great question.
What's the question?
Because a lot of people, they work jobs that they hate or they do things that they hate because they don't have an outlet. And granted, right now, we aren't making a ton of money off of this.
Right.
But all of us show up the way that we show up because we believe that this will get us somewhere, monetarily.
Right.
So the question was, does the thought or does knowing that you have an opportunity or a vehicle towards wealth and riches allow you to kind of live a little stress-free?
We know that we're going to be good because of this?
Yeah.
Alex, answer first.
I think it's kind of the opposite for me. And maybe that's just the conditioning I've had as a child, right? Like, work hard, go to work, don't be popped, create opportunities for yourself as a man. But there is a level of trust and that I do have in putting in the work for myself because of this podcast, right? So understanding and knowing that what we built is off of the work that we put in is a big proponent on how either if I'm easy or uneasy about the thinking about it, you know what I'm saying? Understanding that we get rewarded off of what we put in makes me feel like, okay, cool, don't slip.
I just been thinking about that. It's been bittersweet. So in the film, TV world, the actor strike is still active of the time of this recording. So there's a lot of projects on pause. There's a lot of uncertainty in the space. A lot of people losing out money. There was a report that came out maybe last week by like Deadline and one of those companies that said Warner Media lost $300 to $500 million within this past quarter.
Wait, isn't that what the strikers wanted that, right?
I'm sure.
Yeah.
To a degree. Yeah, I'm
right?
sure. In their favor, right?
Probably in their favor, like, look how much money I just lost out on.
Because of us.
Right.
But then there's people who work at that specific company and it's like, if we're losing that type of money, we can't really keep certain people. So over like the last month or so, there's been so many people that I've worked with who was there for 15 years, 10 years, however long, and their jobs are gone. They don't have a job. I go to like reach out to them on Slack or email. I get a bounce back email like this person is no longer here. It's deactivated. And you know, thankfully it hasn't affected me yet. But I have thought about worst case scenario of, all right, you try to log in, you can't log in, or you get the call from your supervisor like, hey, we can't bring you back or you got to go, whatever the case may be. And I can't lie, there's a bit of relief in me if that were to happen, because now I'm not going to go over and say, yo, Netflix, I need a job. I'm not going to go, hey, Showtime, I need a job. What I'm going to do, I'll be forced to do, is double down on what it is that we're doing.
Created,
Period.
So I want that security, and I appreciate it, and I'm grateful for it. But there's also a small part of me that, like, I know I can't leave it.
Yeah.
Like, people of color, we don't get in these positions making six figures before 30. Yeah. That's not the norm. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, don't quit your job.
I'm not ever going to leave it.
Like, I'm going to leave it, need to know, but don't quit your job.
I like all that new jewelry you've been buying. Keep it up.
If I was forced to not work at my job, it would be a little bit of relief because I didn't make that choice. Because I won't make the choice.
Something in you would tell you, like, yes.
Like, like a little bit, because it's like, all right, this is where we are. I'm not going back to another corporate situation. I'm not like, I have to continue to just bet on myself.
Absolutely. And even blessed enough to be in a space to pull what you could pull from that company while, you know, we've started our own here. And I think that's the biggest blessing we've had. Even when we've been with Joe, like being in a bigger media space on a production tip and then bringing it back better for yourself as talent, you know? So it's a balance, and I can see what you're saying, bro.
Yeah.
I like that I fully accept all the bad things, because if you were, okay, I won't put on you. If I were to be laid off, I'm genuinely going to be like, damn, this is like a really big blessing in disguise. Like, I know there's a reason why this is happening. That's why like things don't really affect me that much, because bad things, I know they happen for a reason. Yeah. And I always see that, because bad things have happened to me, and then I've always gotten like way better in life. So, SaVon, if you get laid off, don't worry, we got you with a little pep talk, you know?
I do feel...
Thank you. The pep talk's really gonna pay the bills.
He's like, thanks for it, Reg.
Nah, we buy you a little dinner.
Nah, I believe you.
We buy you a little. Where you want to go eat? We want to go eat. God forbid.
Off the block, the corner store.
He loves the deli.
I love that
little sandwich. Put them sandwiches down. They can go get you a real meal.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's just a lot to think about, a lot to reflect on.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And I'm sure that people at home that feel this way, you know, on another level. Yeah. Right? Like peace versus where they're working and what's working for them in their life. So
I think one thing in common that we have on this podcast is that we haven't, and correct me if I'm wrong, but we haven't really been forced to do anything. Yeah. Because we all have a little bit of flexibility. Like, none of us have kids. Yeah. None of us are married.
I was just
None of us have a mortgage or, you know, like.
I was thinking about that shit 2 days ago.
The three of us. So even when we do speak, and like, I know there's a community out there who listens to us, who they have these type of responsibilities where they don't have the freedom or they don't have the luxury. Like, I can't imagine. Like, there's been times where I've told my dad or I've said to my family, like, I'm thinking about maybe not going back to HBO.
Yeah, you came to me and said that.
What?
You can't have those thoughts when you have.
I reversed them. That's why you ain't here.
You can't have those type of thoughts when you have a family
and a support system.
Yeah.
Wait, would you really? Wait, why?
Why what?
Like, you know, they was.
You mean like not renew your contract?
Yeah, I thought about it.
Why?
Because the time. Like,
like you want more time? Okay.
So this is what I said when we took our break earlier this year.
Yeah.
And I was only focusing on the back end of things, and we had no content. We weren't recording, right?
Nope.
We were looking for someone like a Kieran. That was priority number one.
Shout
it was like,
and we found him.
Shout out to Kieran,
Lord, he found us.
Thank you.
But we were looking for someone like a Kieran, and we were looking to change the structure of the pod. We went dark to just retool, right?
Yeah, that was the reason. Yeah.
And in that time of retooling, I kept telling myself, imagine if I could give the Need to Know 40 hours a week. Because
I think about that all the time.
That's what I'm saying. Imagine if I could give something 40 hours a week that I love.
Yeah.
Whether I'm working from home or not, I'm still giving a company my time, attention. Yeah. That's the priority for those 40 hours. Yeah. So imagine if I could give something that I love those 40 hours. You get what I'm saying? So that was the mindset of why I thought, all right, maybe I won't renew my contract, or maybe I'll pivot off of it, because I just wanted to see what that would look like. But and I don't want to say in the real world because we all live in the real world, but in certain realities, you don't have those luxuries to even have those type of thoughts.
Yeah. Do you feel like and I'll ask this to the both of you. You guys feel like you're one of those people that get bored quickly?
No.
Just with anything like, oh, really?
No, like, I don't get bored out.
So you could watch a movie and over again?
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. There's movies I watched like 10 times.
Oh, shit.
I don't get bored because like I just like... That's just my vibe.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I just be chilling, like, at home. Like, I don't be bored. Like, you know how people can be, like, antsy? Like, sitting at home. I need to go do something. Yeah. I'm not like that at all. I love just sitting there.
I'm trying to get there, yo.
I don't know. Like,
that's great.
I don't be bored. Like, and my dad is like that. He's like, I'm never bored because I'm just, like, just chilling at home, sitting on the couch. Like, I don't know. I don't really be bored.
I think I have a problem with that.
You're the opposite of that. You said like, oh, I like when my mind like moves fast.
It's how I was raised.
But that's fine. Like that's just the type of person you are. That's fine.
Yeah, to an extent though, because in your adulthood, you start to realize why specifically. Like you go right, like you go.
Like, why am I like this?
Yeah, like you go to specific scenarios, and I specifically remember my mom telling me all of my adolescence when I was completely doing nothing, just bored, chilling at the crib.
And she's like, no, you should be.
So you're not reading book. You should be doing something. You should be doing something. Why are you just sitting around? And it's crazy. Subconsciously, that has hit my dog.
Why, yeah.
I literally only like to do nothing when it's super late. I'm at the crib, and then I'll turn on some shows.
When there's nothing to do.
When it's literally
in your mind, when there's nothing to do is when I'll do nothing.
That's it.
But if there's a chance for me to do something, I'm gonna do it.
There you go. If there's an opportunity to even do a sliver of anything, I'm like, all right, fuck it, do it. Because what else are you doing, Alex? What else are you doing?
That's crazy.
It's
I'm
sick.
not like that.
It's sick.
What?
I could sit in my bed all day. Like, I'm not like that. I think I'm like a hybrid between the two.
Between the two.
Because I'm not that extreme and I'm not that extreme either. Like, y'all,
it's a sickness.
Yeah, that's a little different.
It's a real sickness.
I think that's probably the first time I've been balanced.
Because you're a very, very, very hard worker, but I know you like to be chilling on Sundays.
Yeah. Like, I will,
Even vacations, right? Let me tell you why I don't take a ton of vacations anymore.
Don't.
I'm going to tell you why. I used to go on a ton of vacations before 2019, right? I'm going to tell you why after this water.
Nigga took a water break.
Mid-sentence.
Like he was playing a whole game of basketball. Like he needed that water right there.
We're putting up points. We're putting up points. My whole thing with vacation is, right, I don't want to do 2-3 days anywhere. And because I've been so locked into my future and just trying to align certain things for myself as a young man, I only really want to do 5 to 7 days. Like the last time I took a vacation was for my birthday, 2021.
LA?
Yeah, we did LA. And we did 6-7 days out there. You know what I'm saying? Spent a lot of money, but that's a lot of days. Yeah, because then I actually felt like a vacation. You know, I hated doing the 2-3 day things. Like I did Miami 2 days, and it just felt like I should have just saved my money. And it felt like a waste internally. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I had a time when I was there, but as soon as
I didn't need to do that.
Yeah. And I guess I never also wanted to turn into one of those people where I felt like I was constantly running from something. There's so many people that I see go on vacation every month.
To distract themselves.
Now, I'm not saying that's a good or a bad thing. All I'm saying is I would hope that you would like to create your life sustainable enough and fun enough for yourself because you spend more time here than you do on vacation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I do appreciate the fact that specifically our generation, like I see OGs say like, damn, y'all young niggas being Ibiza. Damn, them bad bitches be in Egypt. Y'all be going to Ghana and shit. Like, we ain't never did no shit like that. And it made me think like, yo, you know what? That is a fact. Like, I'm sure people that had money back in the 90s, like drug dealers, you had to be a certain type of young cat to be doing the type of vacations the way we do vacations now. But we realize that we do need to find more time for ourselves. But yeah, that's really my biggest beef with it. I don't want to do 2-3 days anywhere. You need to 6-7 me.
Yeah. 6-7.
You need to 6-7 me. And I had like this long ass, I'm about to take one soon. I had this long ass work probation at Sirius, like longer than usual. Like over 3.
Oh, where you couldn't take
okay, no one knew it, but the people that knew.
Yeah.
So that was just another reason why I was like, you know, you got to keep hustling. But yeah, man, paying your dues.
Where would you gonna go? And then I got another question.
Somewhere
for
quick,
y'all.
like Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like quick flight.
Yeah, quick little over there.
I'm not mad at that.
Good food.
Yeah.
So you had said something when you was going on. You said something about your future, like you're building towards your future.
Right.
I don't think I've ever asked either one of y'all this. I don't think we ever talked about this. What does 45-year-old Alex, Regi, and SaVon look like to you? Like,
oh, I love this question.
What does that look like?
Regi, you know your answers already?
Yes. Well, what I don't know
what you envision,
specifically.
What do you
like
what do you
little details, like, oh my God, what's my job title? Like, I don't know that. But the biggest thing for me is I want to have a family, like a beautiful family. Like, that is like the most important thing to me right now, like being a great mother one day. So at age 45, I see that, you know, married with a little house.
That's fly.
Like just being a happy family, and then still being employed. I feel like I sound like I don't care about work, but guys, like,
but it's good though.
But honestly, in real life, like I be killing it at work. Okay,
yeah,
so I'm gonna probably be. I don't want to be like a CEO. That's just not really my. I don't know. Like that's just not really for me. You know, it's not for everybody. I want to have like a high editor position or be like a part of something independent like this that's doing really well at that age. And then I don't know, just investing a lot of time into like my marriage and like being a great mom, like just shit like that.
Life.
Being like a really healthy woman at 45, that's a really big priority for me. And I don't know, I just living a cute little life, you know?
No, I love that because a lot of her answers was based in like actual living. And not positions or materials.
But I don't want to be broke, so I'm going to work hard to be like a top editor. But other than that, my priority is definitely having a family.
Wow, that's fire.
Alex, how about you?
What's your answer?
Because my first answer is not have a family. I'm sorry, but I do want one.
Is that?
I do want one though. I definitely do.
Don't feel pressure to say it because I said it.
I absolutely want to get married.
His history, his family's history. How many families you want?
Oh my God.
You gotta.
That was a good belly laugh.
I'm gonna keep it conventional.
How many families do you want?
Nah, I want a regular platonic.
Okay.
You know,
monogamous.
I'm sorry, monogamous relationship. Absolutely. I do want to get married one day.
Just to one wife.
Just to one. Okay. I ain't my grandfather. You feel me? They're not even allowing that shit out here unless you in Idaho and stick somewhere.
True.
You know what I mean? You can't just be doing that in New York. Just advertising you got 4 or 5 wives. But yeah, like I definitely do want to. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's Patreon. The only reason why that's not my first answer is because I'm gonna keep it a buck. I've never really seen that. And I did that internal like thinking already on shit like that. Why? Yeah, like why when I think about the future and shit like that, like why doesn't certain things strike me? Now granted, like I said, y'all know I'm not ignorant. And I love repurposing, retooling, and becoming better from year to year. I think that's the only way to grow. Don't age, you really wanna grow, right? So I've done the thinking on that, on some shit like, okay, because I've never seen it, it's not a priority, but that doesn't mean that I can't build towards that.
Yeah.
So when I look at my self-priority, health, you brought that up, and I couldn't agree with you more. You know, we're hearing a bunch of these stories about people in their 40s and 50s with all of these heart conditions, and people are dying more. You know, this is the first time, I'm gonna look up the stat in a minute, but in a very long time that the life expectancy is actually going down. This is the first time, I'm gonna get the year in a second.
I believe it.
Yeah,
people are dying so young.
So young, you know what I'm saying? So for me, it's absolutely health. Away from health though, I see myself, I don't wanna work for money. Meaning, I hope all the work from my 20s and my 30s would get me into a place into my 40s, 50s, and 60s.
Pays off literally.
Absolutely. I'm talking like, let's buy some units. Let's go buy 14 unit investments. You know what I'm saying? And most importantly, like doing whatever serves me the most. So I do still want to be talking on air, whether that be our podcast. I don't give a fuck if y'all call us old. Whether that be our podcast, whether that be a lead radio, instrument. I'm cool with all that shit. But health is definitely number one on the list for me, because if you're healthy, you could do it all.
Yeah, we definitely don't take our health for granted. We're not the type of people that like take it for granted. Like we're just like, wow, this is really important.
Yeah, even though I gotta get a wisdom tooth pulled right now.
Does it hurt?
Yo, it's starting.
Oh my, no, I went through that last year. It was the worst pain I've ever felt my entire life.
I'm talking random headaches.
Oh my God, yes.
I'm talking
that
neck
doesn't
pain.
Sound fun.
Why the fuck I got a neck pain from the tooth?
That don't sound fun at all.
No, because it hits a nerve like here.
That just come on down my body. I told you I woke up with a crick today, right?
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, I've been through that.
Jesus.
I happened to me when I was with John. I was just on his couch sitting there just like crying because I didn't know what to do with myself. I was like, I don't know
how. There's nothing you can do.
There's nothing you can do.
Because you take all the like Tylenol. It doesn't help. It doesn't help.
That shit don't help.
It don't.
But to answer my own question, I think at 45, the biggest thing for me, I want to be able to support the people I love.
Damn, that's a good answer.
I legit.
Fuck, I should have said that. I was like, I want 2 girls and a boy.
That was good. That was good.
I think at 45, that's the goal for me. Whatever that looks like, I want to be able to support like a lot of people. I always talk about I have like a village that poured into me, like super blessed, right? All the family that I have and uncles, aunts and everything and whatever. So I want to be in a position to where if anybody who's ever poured into me needed me in any way, right? Whether it be monetary or a resource. Yeah. Because I think that's one of the other big things that I've been able to open up to the people that love me is we've met so many different people in this space that now you build up the credit with them to where now you can, if you need legal advice or if you need an accountant or you build those relationships where now it can extend to your mom or somebody that you love in a time of need. So I think that's probably the number one thing for me, just making sure I'm the foundation for my family.
Like you got a lot of people.
That's right.
Yeah. Like I got you.
Yeah. Like I just want to be able to make sure, the people around me is okay. Health, I think that's a big one. Yeah. I actually just jumped on the scale last night, and at the top of this year, I was 248 pounds.
You was 248?
I was 200.
You was big as a Buick.
I know, and nobody told me.
God damn.
Oh my God, Alex, you're
busting
so
out the bridges.
funny.
I was 248.
Don't even say shit like that.
You was busting out the bridges.
Bro, I was
heavy.
No, say it, nigga. I wish you would have said it when I was big.
Nah, because you was looking good when you was big.
No, I didn't.
Stop shaming him.
Bro, please, no, it would have worked. Maybe I would have never got that big if you acted like
some
that.
Some people be looking good when they big.
No,
y'all done seen Fat Joe?
SaVon, don't you like look back and I'm like, why didn't no one tell me I was fat?
Yes,
like,
I was
But you know what though, too? But you know what though, too?
Camera.
You always need someone that's not around you to tell you that. Because the people that constantly see you, like we'll see it a little bit, but it's not. You can't really see it clear.
I get that.
Like you need like your aunt to be like, you gained mad weight.
Yeah, your auntie that's from Maryland, and she only visits twice a year. Yeah.
Yo, there was a time period, I think like 2022 summer. Guys, go back to the videos. I was chubby. Oh my God.
Really? I gotta go look.
Stop. You're doing the thing where you don't tell. You don't tell.
No, I didn't see it, honestly.
Oh my God.
Because you gotta think we just started potting around that time.
Yeah, I'm not about to call you fat and you just came.
At 2021.
Oh shit.
These years is moving on, niggas. Goddamn.
This shit going.
You guys are so in sync right now.
It's going.
No,
this shit
but
is flying.
yo, I gained bad weight, and then no one told me, and I look back, I was like, oh my God.
Reggie, what would I look like telling you fat on the first month you here?
That's also true.
You just got here. I'm over here telling you you look a little big.
You know how we tell SaVon, oh my God, you look so... We say that all the time. Yeah. But I'm like, with me, you guys can't really say that to me. You guys can't be like, oh my God, like commenting on a woman's weight is very tricky.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. And we're not incels over here. So.
Yeah.
Whatever makes you happy.
Yeah. Whatever. You like it, I love it.
Facts.
Oh wait, so continue.
But no, I was like 250. Yeah, I was
248.
basically 250.
Linebacker.
At the start of this year, and it was not muscle, no muscle at all. It was straight dad, but like 250 and no muscle is crazy. But I jumped on the scale last night.
Straight dad vibe.
It was. I jumped on the scale last night, and I'm 205.
Wow.
Holy shit.
So health, going back to what you said. Going back to it.
You jumped 45 pounds? That is crazy.
Let's go, Say.
It was kind of nuts. It was.
Let's go, Say.
Oh my God.
So
wow.
that's fire.
Health is definitely one of those things. Thank you for
That's good.
So health, being a stable person in the people I love's life, and I want a family too. By that time, I want to be able to have that family structure too, Reggie. I thought about that.
Oh, that's gonna be so cute.
Yeah, I thought about that too. So I think those would be my 3 things at 45 that I want. But I really don't know if one of those things is in the cards for me. Like one of those things can't be there.
Like we can't all just can't predict all of that. Right?
You want it, but I probably, if I had to bet, the family looking kind of bleak.
And it's not us, yo. It's the trees.
I'm not gonna lie.
The trees be
the
bugging.
family is looking kind of bleak.
Trying to start a family and they just out here playing.
It's really
everything's like switched right now these days. I don't know.
What do you mean?
A lot of these dudes is real feminine.
That is true.
And some of these women get real masculine. You know what I'm saying?
That's tea.
It's super tea and it's piping hot. But real quick before we get out of here, on that last, my fault. You know what made us fat though, Reggie? I know what made us fat. I'm about to negate everything SaVon ever said about me and food. It was that penny out vodka when we used to work for Joe.
That is fatty because it's carbs and it's also there's like they put cream in there.
That shit was good too.
Me and SaVon used to get mozzarella sticks, rice, chicken. That was the shit that really made niggas big. But
and just sit around all day and eat.
And you know what though? It's good that we're paying attention to our health in this space because we have one of these position jobs where it's easy to get fat.
Yeah.
You're right? You just talking, you're going out, you're drinking.
All the time.
Like
drinking is a part of the job.
That's what it was for me.
Yes. Yeah.
I was drinking a lot. I was drinking a lot of wine. Like we used to drink bottles of wine.
Yeah, now it was wine.
Yeah, and I stopped.
Now I stopped. Why you
stop?
Upset?
Yeah, I didn't stop.
You just lied?
Yeah. I'm like, why did I say that? I did not stop. I'm literally going to brunch tomorrow.
Nice.
You just turned up the workouts. That's what's up.
Oh my
That's
God.
what's up.
I'm not mad at that at all. Well, that was fun.
Wait, do you go to the gym a lot? Because you don't like talk about it.
I used to.
So how? Like,
I haven't.
How'd you drop 50 pounds?
Tell her how men lose weight. Go ahead.
Is it like, because I think the most important thing, you guys just touched on it, portion size. They said they got the big ass plates. Like you could eat anything you want, just portion. But like, what did you do?
Portion size and then not eating after a certain time.
Yes.
So
heavy.
I used to
that.
like eat to go to sleep.
Yes, I used to do that too.
Yeah. And then that's bad for your digestion because you're sleeping.
Exactly. And like I eat beef. So
yo, that shit stays in your No, that
But you know what I meant. I eat beef.
Red meat stays in your body for like 2 days.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
so there was 2 things. I was just living mad unhealthy.
Yeah.
The 2 things that I was doing, I was eating oxtail like 3 times a week.
I don't blame you though.
Jesus.
Legit with
It
the
was
rice.
really nice.
I was eating way too good.
I don't even blame you.
And I could legit. It was like a year of me only being able to sleep if I either ate
my God,
or
really?
beat off.
No, that's what did it. Like,
this nigga is a
eating
man.
before
Bro,
sleep.
I could not sleep unless I
had like a
bust
big ass
nut
meal.
or I had a meal.
Damn.
Yeah.
Now,
Not
that
like
would
a
make
little
you gain
sandwich,
weight.
not a sandwich. Like I was
Like
eating
a meal, like rice and like
right before I went to bed, unless I couldn't sleep.
That's
That'll
unhealthy.
That'll do it.
Whole
But
time.
now I stopped doing both.
Once a woman takes care of that shit, why would you want to go touch yourself?
There's nothing I can do better.
You want to go touch yourself?
Reggie, honestly, after a beautiful woman just done caress your thing a certain way she do the thing, why would you go touch
Nothing
yourself?
like it.
Why would you go touch yourself after that?
I don't know exactly.
That's how you know we on Patreon.
I be wanting to ask Reggie some of the shit that comes from my brain.
Yeah, but you gotta chill.
I'm like, I can't.
Yeah, you
I
gotta
could
chill
never do
because
that.
you sick.
I can never ask Reggie.
Yeah.
that.
If you think it'll make me uncomfortable, don't ask me.
No.
If you think I can handle it, ask me.
No, it's not
No.
even about you uncomfortable.
It's his
just
thoughts.
It's just none of my business. Like it's just none of my
Nosy
business.
ass.
But it was a rhetorical. I'll ask it, but I'm not actually asking.
All right,
it.
ask
Like
me.
I'll say it. No, I know your answer.
Oh shit.
I was gonna ask Reggie, like, have you ever like felt a woman's touch? Because you couldn't relate that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I didn't know.
Like,
I didn't know where I was going. I thought you were gonna ask me like, do you still play with yourself?
Oh
or something?
fuck no! I would.
Yeah, nah, he
Come
ain't
on,
that.
I'm not.
I mean,
Yeah. Nah,
That's
we wouldn't ask you that
crazy
on
to
there.
ask. I was gonna be
No,
like,
but we're talking about
Yeah,
it.
but
women. We were talking about women.
Okay, whatever.
Like, why would we ever
I
want to
wouldn't
touch
ask you
ourselves
that.
when we got a woman? So I was gonna be like, but you ever like? But that's different.
You
like,
sick.
But like, no, but
don't
like-
answer that.
Yeah,
please.
you sis. I don't. It's certain shit I really don't want to ever hear from you. Like you're really my sister now. You know that, right? We locked for L. I don't want to hear none of that nasty you be doing with John. Shout out to John. Just keep that shit quiet.
No, yeah. I don't have to talk about our sex life to you guys.
Good. Just keep it right there.
Shit,
that's sis.
Yeah.
So did you mean like in that way sexually with the girl, or just in general?
I was just talking. I was just talking shit. Yeah, okay, I wasn't really asking.
And I go beat those.
Have you ever felt a woman's touch?
Yeah, I was yeah. So why would you want to touch yourself after you've been touched by? That's what I was making a joke of.
Woman gonna touch you, gonna go touch yourself.
Yeah, that's crazy. Get us out of here, please.
Yeah.
Listen, man. Patreon community, we are back. We love you. See y'all. See you later.